The research program that I'm going to describe to you is quickly characterizable by saying, if in your office you as an intellectual worker were supplied with a computer display backed up by a computer that was alive for you all day and was instantly responsive to every action you had, how much value could you derive from that? Well, this basically characterizes what we've been pursuing for many years in what we call the Augmented Human Intellect Research Center at Stanford Research Institute. Now, the whole session is going to be devoted to trying to describe and present to you the nature of this program. But unfortunately, the products of this program, the technology of it, lends itself well to an interesting way to portray it for you. So we're going to try our best to show you rather than tell you about this program. We've used this tool to do our daily work, and our system has been built, this time-sharing system, for about 6 months now. It's been working. And in that time, we've gone from getting one console to getting about 6 working now, with about 6 more due the rest of the spring. This is our 4th computer, which we've had this kind of a system, so we've learned a lot about the user features we want and how to be fairly skillful. But this next step about learning how, when you're faced with having this in your office all day, as I now do, very exciting sense, how do you put that to work for yourself? How do you organize your files? What kind of things do you do? I'd like to come in now and begin to tell you something about the implementation. So I'm going to open up under here, talk to you about the control techniques, control devices, control dialogue, and control meta-language we're using. Okay, to talk about control devices, we'll use this overhead camera shot where you can see the devices that I'm using. I use 3, and they're not all standard. We have a pointing device called our mouse, standard keyboard, and a special key set we have here. And we're going to go for a picture down in our laboratory in Menlo Park and pipe it up. It'll show you from another point of view more about how that mouse works. Come in, Menlo Park. Okay, there's Don Andrews' hand, Menlo Park. And in a second, we'll see the screen that he's working and the way the tracking spot moves in conjunction with movements of that mouse. I don't know why we call it a mouse. Sometimes I apologize. It started that way. We never did change it. All right. As it moves up or down or sideways, so does the tracking spot. And the principles for its operation are quite easy to see. You turn it over, Don. Can you hear me, Don? Would you turn it over? We'll see, right? Its principle is that there are 2 wheels that roll on the surface. But since they're right angles and kind of sharp edges, one roll and the other slide in one direction. Each of these wheels controls the potentiometer for the voltage output, sampled by an 880 converter. The numbers taken in by the computer at sample times as to what the horizontal and vertical complements are to be, where it should put the tracking spot. The way we use it continuously and exclusively is to watch the screen and to follow it around, and we use this merely as a device to move that tracking spot. When you're eyeing the tracking spot, you really don't care whether it follows exactly this or not. In fact, we've had it at times where our tracking device, you had to move in an arc like that to make the tracking spot go on a horizontal line. And people adjusted to it and would go like that to go in a straight line and wouldn't even know that they were doing it. Now, the keyboard in the middle is essentially a standard typewriter keyboard except for a few special keys out the side. The computer knows it instantly when you hit one and makes an appropriate response.